Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching from. This is Pat, the analyst, and today's video we're going to be talking about a review on BTC which is sort of like a continuation from the last video I did last week or last 2 weeks perhaps. These are the updates I have on BTC so far from the analysis we draw out last week for what to be expecting and what we are watching out from what we're watching out for. Sorry. So now, if you look at last week video, um, you can see that as of last week, I'm sorry, last 2 weeks, like I said, we were waiting for this candle to close so as to see if the market is going to be closing engulfing this previous weekly candle or not. So now we had a bullish engulfing candle. This tells us that okay, market has broke structure to the upside, and the bulls are gaining energy in the market recently. So because if you check, this was the structural level that was maintained on the weekly chart around this candle here, and market was not able to close above it. So all of a sudden, we had a close above it from the last 2 weeks candle, which is on the 20th of December. So immediately you have a break of structure. What should you expect next? You should expect a retest to the other block that causes that break of structure. So to look into this in a more obvious manner, you have to go to a lower time frame, and then what you can see here is that okay, this is actually a break of structure to the upside. Sorry, and this is the other block that causes this break of structure to the upside. So it was before it was after this other block was formed that market pushed up to break this structure to the upside that were marked on the weekly. Even when you are on the 3 days time frame, you can also see that this is actually a break of structure because market was able to close above the structure. Mind you, remember that when we are marking break of structure, we use candle body. Why are we using candle body? Because if you actually go to the live chart on your line chart, sorry, what you see is they don't take note of candle wicks. So that's why you see the market ended here on the line chart. But if you go to candle chart, you can see some wicks there, you can see some wicks. But on the line chart, they don't take note of this wick. Observe this place, you won't see the wick there again. Can you see that? So that's why we are making use of what candle bodies. So that means this is the structural level that was last year. So this is sort of like, if you want to label, this is the last lower high. This is the last lower high that caused market to create a new lower low. This is the last lower low. So like we have spoken before about higher highs and higher low, we said when the market creates a lower high that is valid, this is a valid lower high because it created a new lower low. For us to know if the market is about to change the trend, the market has to come back and break above that lower high, and that's exactly what you see here. You have a break above the lower high. So the next thing you want to start seeing now is the market start creating higher highs and higher lows. So you have already had a pullback. Okay, so once you see a higher high now, then the next thing you see higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high. And then we start trending upward quietly. So that is what we're expecting from the standpoint of the market. So the market actually closed bullishly as we have expected from this candle, and then we had a push back down to retest this other block that causes the break of structure to the upside, and that's the other block I have marked here. If you want to furtherly refine the other block, you can use the daily chart. So on the daily chart, what you can see is that this is a valid order block here that caused market to break straight to the upside. Or if you want to make it more simple for yourself, refine it to as low as what the H4 time frame. So on the H4 time frame, you can see that market on moving to the upper side actually caused to break of structure. First, there was another block created here that pushed market up like this, okay, to this extent to break above the structural level here. So this is a BOS. And on getting here, we have a quite some range and some pullback before market was able to push up again to break the next structure above it. Okay, so this is also a BOS, break of structure on the H4 time frame. So what do you expect from the standpoint of view? From this standpoint of view, is that the market is likely going to come back and retest either this or this before going back up. So what we have had so far is that this is another block also that caused the market to break this particular structure. So this OB is responsible for this break of structure, and this OB is responsible for this break of structure here. BOS means break of structure, guys. So if that's the case, if that's the case, what you should expect is that market should retest this and blast to the upside. For what happened is that the market retested it and failed to blast to the upside as expected. Rather, it pierced through it, which is more like a breakout. And during a breakout, what do you expect? You expect a retest and a continuation to the proposed direction. So now, what we have had here is market broke out of this other block and then retested it and it's dropping. Why? Okay, so what you expect is a break of structure. After a break of structure, you expect a retest to the structure that was broken and then a blast to the downward side. And that's exactly what happened. This blast was able to push the market to tap into the H4 order block, the second H4 order block. So since the market was not able to obey this, it should at least obey the second order block. So and that's what you are seeing here after a mitigation to the other block. You are seeing a push to the upper side. So, but because we are not trading below a valid order block that was broken to the downside, so this is a valid order block that market is not supposed to go below. So we are breaking this order block below. So in the case of support and resistance, when you break a support like this to the downside, that's supposed to now start acting as a resistance. So what does that mean? It means that this point now is now a structural level, which is called the resistance to our entry. Okay, now so if this is a structural level, so because of this, we won't start buying from here because we are expecting this place to be acting as a resistance as much as it can. So for us to say and the market has switched side to an upward trend right now, what we need to see is a push above this structural level like this and then a retest and then we can buy. So aside this, don't try to catch any buy from this level yet. The reason why I won't try to catch any buy from this level yet is because just below this level, you have market respecting this support, this support, this support, and here again, it taps into the support. So because of this, we have already explained that below every value support lies liquidity. So market might just decide to tap off this liquidity and liquidate everybody that is buying here, hoping that the market is going to blast up because this is the support level. So this is why we don't want to buy as early as this. Okay, don't FOMO, don't FOMO. So what you might see if you do not wait for confirmation is something like this. Okay, so there will be a candle that will come down here to take out all the stop losses of the people that buy around here. So because of this possible move, we want to wait for what? A confirmation, a bullish confirmation. So the bullish confirmation we want to wait for is to see the market trending above this place. So it's more like we had market break below the support, then we started trading below the support. So the support is now acting as a resistance. So we need market to come and break above the new resistance again and create a new support for us to start trending upward. So this is what I'm watching for BTC, and that's why dropping signal now is going to be something that's going to take time because I'm waiting for price to change from a bearish perspective to what? To a bullish perspective, because we are right now printing to the downward side and the market is maintaining a down movement establishment on the chart right now. So for us to conclusively say that okay, we are not trading in an upward trend, somehow you can quickly set an alert on this level 48,700. So once you see something like this, you can want to remind me that okay, we are not trading above 48,700. Just in case I'm not on chart, I'll quickly go and check and to confirm if we have actually broke this structure to the upside, and then we'll be looking for a retest. And after the retest, we'll be approaching the market from the standpoint of our confirmation entry rule, which is private to mentorship students only. Okay, so that is what I'm actually looking out for on BTC USDT. Aside this move, until I see this move, I am still bearish bias until market comes up above this 48,007 and then we start seeing a pullback. I am bearish. Until then, I am bearish. Why am I bearish? Because, like I said, this place here is a liquidity level, and market is always attracted to point of liquidity level. Okay, so and now the reason why we are waiting for this confirmation also from chart pattern perspective, if you view from chart pattern perspective, what you can see here is that the market actually created a pole belonging to a particular flag kind of pattern. Okay, so this is a pole. We had a long pole, and within that pole, we had a range. What was the nature of the range? The range was ranging and declining to the downward side in the same direction of the pole. Remember, the pole was coming from up to the downside, so the declination is coming from what? Up to the downside, it's declining downward. And we'll say, well, once we have something like this, it is called the wedge pattern. Once you have a pole and a declination in the same direction of that pole, the pole is from up to down and the declination is from what? Up to down. So this is a wedge pattern. And as soon as a wedge pattern forms, what do traders expect? We expect a breakout of that wedge and a retest and then a blast to the upside, which tells us that, okay, truly, we are still having a possible buy. So, but because this is a wedge pattern, does not give you the guarantee to just jump in and buy, because market needs due confirmation before, approaching from your own start point perspective. And this is why we are using the confirmation of this structural level to be what? Taken out first before we start buying. So as far as this pattern is concerned, yes, we know that this pattern is supposed to take market upward, but we want to make sure we use confirmation entry. But if you decide to use aggressive entry, that's a problem. You might just want to put your entry here. Maybe you want to expect market to pull back, to tap into this head and shoulder, and then blast to the upside. Because yes, truly, if you look here, there's also another pattern, sort of like the head and shoulder, that is currently forming. So if you approach it from that perspective, this is your head, the shoulder, the head, and a new shoulder about to form. So if you approach it like this and buy as early as this, it means that you approach the head and shoulder pattern in an aggressive manner, because naturally you are supposed to wait for the head and shoulder pattern to completely form. And completely forming the head and shoulder pattern means the market has to come up above here by breaking the neck of the head and shoulder. And after breaking the neck, what do you say about head and shoulder pattern? You want to wait for market to retest the neck and then you buy from here, then market blast to the upside. So whether you're using head and shoulder or you're using structural patterns like I explained in the first time, you still have to wait for market to break this structural level. Okay, so that's what we're actually waiting for. Either also you want to use the W pattern. So what you can see from here is that the market is actually forming like a W here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the neck. So like we said, on trading W pattern, this is the neck. So you want the market to break above the neck before you buy. You want the market to break above this neck, retest it before you buy. So all the whole strategy I've applied so far shows that yes, we have to wait for market to break the structural level before we think of buying. Aside that, market can possibly take out this liquidity, because I'm always careful when I say liquidity around a particular area. I want to see if market has actually totally forget about that liquidity before I join the move. And if this move should occur, we'll be longing BTC as far as from here all the way to the next structural level that is possibly going to draw the market backward, and that's this place here. And that's like 18%. That's like 18% push to the upside. That's like 18% push to the upside, yeah. And market might also want to take out. Market might also want to take out this structural level here. Market might also want to take out this liquidity level here, and in the process of taking out this liquidity, that's going to give us more profit, because by taking out this liquidity, it means that the market is interested in taking out this liquidity as fast, coming to tap into this other block here, or this flip other block here. Yeah. So that's going to be like around 32% gain, And the reason why I'm expecting that to happen is because from the monthly time frame on the video I did last week, we are currently floating around a monthly structure. And bigger time frame, market don't joke with bigger time frame. And like I said last week, I said we want to see, this is the structure that was formed here. What is a structural level? Structural level is simply when you see a red candle in between many green candle, or a green candle in between many red candle. So this is a structural level here that the market came back to tap into. And like we said, we want to see the closure of this monthly candle as of last year. I want to see if this candle is going to close above it. Okay, so this is structural level, and like we have seen, we have closed above the structural level. The market did not come down below this box, so we have closed above it. So that means we are still in a bullish, environment on the monthly, as far as the monthly is concerned right now. Okay, so yes, So what's likely going to happen is that from the monthly view, market might just want to push up to fill in this imbalance. Yes, because there's an imbalance between this candle and the new candle that has been formed here. So by going up as far as here to tap into this place and fill in this entire imbalance, that's around 53,000. So if you go back to the daily, let's see where that 53,000 level lies on. Okay, back to the H4. Okay, yeah, that still lies around where we have just above and below where we have our first take profit level. Okay, now if you use this whole concept to look into some other crypto asset like Matic, and this is why I told you I'm trying to wait for structural break on BTC USDT before I buy. So if you look at Matic, what I'm expecting on Matic is that okay, if you look at Matic clearly right now, we'll have a liquidity level built below this place here. To have a liquidity level built below this place here, market is likely going to come down because it's already forming an EMU pattern here now. So you have this EMU pattern 1, 2, 3, 4. So take out the neck of the M, retest it, and then drop. The drop is going to take out the liquidity around this zone because it's a valid support zone. And like I said, when a support zone is very valid, market is more interested in that kind of level because it knows that upon getting to that support, everybody will start buying, thinking that the support is going to hold. So they will go and go below the support so as to hit the people that buy from here, hit their stop losses and take out their trades. So in the process of doing that, we can also tap into this other block down below the liquidity level and then we'll now have a blast. So this is the exact reason why I'm using this to confluence the outlook on BTC USDT, and I'm saying it will be kind enough for us to wait on BTC to travel to the upper side before we start looking for a buy. Because also on BTC, it tallies with what Matic is saying. Matic has liquidity just below where it is right now, and BTC USDT also has liquidity below there, below its current market price. So, in the same thing with BNB, I think, yeah, same thing with BNB. So you have liquidity here. Liquidity is just basically a support and resistance level that has been holding for over a period of time. That will make a lot of traders think that this liquidity and this support level is very valid. That's what we call liquidity. And that's why I'm expecting BNB to drop as far as taking out this liquidity and tapping into 460. And from there, we might have a blast to the upside. So this is my review on BTC USDT and related cryptocurrency coin and what we should expect and what we are waiting for. So because of this, I might not be dropping any signal until I see this bullish move. Like I said, one of the ways to help assist ourselves is somehow, somewhat, because I trade forex and crypto, I might not have my attention when markets will cross above this 48,007 that we are looking out for on BTC for us to determine if market has switched trend to an upward trend. Yeah. So until then, if you can keep alert on your Binance, on your trading view, so that when you get there, you remind me, and then we'll interact with this chart together or whatsoever we can do. Thanks for watching this video. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe, and please know that there will be more improvement on my videos as time goes on, because this is my first time doing YouTube recordings, and anything that has to do with what I'm doing now. This is my first time at it. I've been doing video courses for my students, but when it comes to YouTube recordings and reviews on videos and review videos, um, there's got to be some work you have to put to it, imperfections and all of that stuff. So this is my first time, so pardon if there's any mistakes on my video, background noise and all of that stuff. Promise to improve. Thank you guys. The name remains Pat the Analyst. Goodbye for now. I will update this chart as soon as I see this bullish intent.